Hey, two viewers. It's almost 2010. In about a couple hours, it'll be 2010, January 1st.
I just want to start this off by saying thank you for all the support this year and the last 10 years. Right now, you can get this merch or the designs you see right now, especially that 10-year anniversary design. You can get all of that right now for 15% off until January 7th. I said January 8th in the other video. You can get shirts, sweaters, hoodies, accessories with these logos at 15% off until January 7th at 11:59. Today is December the 31st, 2019. Tomorrow is 2020, but today is also 2020, kind of. What date is it in Perth, Australia?
It's Wednesday, January 1st, 2020 in Perth, Australia.
You see, time works in weird ways, because time really isn't real. You know, if you really want to get down to it, it's not turning 2020, it's like 12,020. If you want to go back even further than the agricultural revolution that changed our species forever, we can technically call this our 100,000th year, our 200,000th year, because we've been on Earth for so long. Maybe not that last one, but going into the new decade, I want you to envision it as the 12,020s or the 10,020s. We've dominated this planet for a very long time, and to say that it's only 2020, just, you know, it just doesn't sound right. Anyway, today, the title, you see that the date below, December 31st, 2019. I'm going to try and recap the last 10 years. This decade has been super weird. I started this decade in the 6th grade. I was doing YouTube at that point, but the clips you're seeing or have already seen in this video and all over my channel. Yeah, I was just this little kid with greasy hair and not having a care in the world and just having fun with his friends and being a kid. And I'm leaving this decade as a 21-year-old adult. Super life-changing. You know, I grew up. I was a child at the beginning of the decade, and now, as we start the new one, I'm about to enter my 20s in the 2020s. I'm 21, and I have all this life ahead of me. But I can't help but think back to what shaped me, what shaped the world during this decade. I just Okay, so first of all, obviously YouTube has changed and shaped me as a person. I have uploaded the last 10 years of my life. I just celebrated the 10-year anniversary, my 11th Christmas as a YouTuber. YouTube, not only just uploading my own videos, uploading over 1,000 vlogs, gameplays, whatever, but watching the platform since 2007, really getting a love for it in the 2010s, and just seeing how it has made careers for people. It has enabled a whole new generation of creators, a whole new generation of actors and artists that have access to monetizing their work on a more personal level, but having the actual personal connection to the viewer. You know, in the 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s, you saw TV stars, and the only way you'd ever interact with them is if you ever encountered them in real life, or if you wrote a fan mail. There was no way you could comment on their stuff. But now, there's an open forum, over 1 billion active users, a seventh or so of the population is actively using YouTube and Facebook every single month. What will the 2010s be remembered for the most is probably social media, the enabling of the constant news cycle. In the decades and centuries to come, when humans want to study the past, the 2010s will be a pivotal moment. How memes changed from the beginning of the decade to now is just extraordinary, because of YouTube, because of places like Reddit, because of apps like Vine and Musical.ly, and which transformed into TikTok. Memes have taken a whole new form and are mainly video, which is super cool. During the 2010s, we unfortunately lost the few surviving humans from the 1800s. It's sad in a way, but when you look at it, they were born in and around the time of the beginning of the automobile. And they lasted to see the 2010s. Internet, social media, video content. Going back from this decade, they saw the invention of radio, the invention of, well, mainly everything that we use today. I was born in 1998, and there's a possibility it probably won't happen because of, well, the chances are so low, but I might make it to the 2100s and do that exact same thing. Right now, we are building on the technology that will be available in the future. And I always think about what it's going to be like. I honestly think that in all aspects, not just in a societal way, not just in activism and everything, I really think that the technology developed during this decade will serve a gigantic purpose for the rest of humankind. I remember being in a middle school classroom when my teacher, I think it was 2011, when my science teacher announced that the Earth had hit 7 billion humans. And now that's at what, 7.7 billion people? That means that there were hundreds of millions of babies born in this decade that have been existing less time than I've been on YouTube. So weird. That I can't wrap my mind around that. I'm 21. I'm gonna be... Anyway, there are so many new people that are going to do great things in the 2020s and the 2030s. A whole new generation of kids that, well, hopefully will have a future. During the 2010s, we not only made ourselves heard, but actually having an impact. From environmental activism, the rise of equality between race and gender, all the way to the pushback on stricter gun laws because of actual school shootings that happened. Babies were murdered. We can never forget that. Sandy Hook, we can never forget that happened. The world, although great, as I mentioned, is so torturous. And the amount of war that went on during this decade, the amount of deaths, innocent deaths that happened, I've had it drilled into my head via 24/7 news that our mortality is in question every day of life. What will the 2010s be remembered for is such a big question. There are so many things I cannot even mention in this video that I hope whenever you see this video, whether it's me watching the future or my future kids on my thoughts of what it was like, please do your own research as well. There are so many things, so many trends that I wanted to talk about that I just didn't. Like, we all cared about a dress in like 2015 or something, the color of a dress, and it was a meme. It was a meme. Talk about changing memes from top-bottom text on a multicolored background with some random image of a person or obscure animal or something, have turned into an art form. And I know it sounds a little cringy in saying that, but memes are art. It's a whole new genre of art. There are there's paintings, there's photographs, there's video, there's you can do art. Art is everywhere. You can find art in nature. But yeah, memes are not only just like a format of sharing entertainment. It's a whole new art form, and people have actually made careers off of making memes or becoming a meme, becoming an internet sensation. And I guess that will be a major thing that happened. When this decade started, we only had a few iterations of the iPhone. YouTube was only 4 or 5 years old. There were so many great TV shows that ended in this decade. Breaking Bad, Mad Men, The Office. Those are just a few that I watch regularly. I look at the list of people we lost during this decade, and it's stunning. So many talented individuals, whether it was from old age, cancer, suicide, drug overdose. There were so many talented, sad, depressed, and happy individuals that had their lives taken away. Eventually, I'm going to have my life taken away. Eventually, you're going to have your life taken away. I guess that's one thing I really learned during this last 10 years was to really enjoy every moment, and I'm really trying. I do apologize that this one is kind of long. I've just had so much on my mind, and I didn't think I'd have enough time to make this video. I didn't have enough time to make my last video of 2019. Well, here I am. This is my last upload, or maybe second last upload of 2019, of the 2010s. A whole decade is ending. I want to say that I have made more videos this year than I did in 2018, not as many as I did in 2017, but I'm extremely proud of what I've been able to accomplish these last few months and the last 10 years. I'm trying to build an empire of my own. I truly think that the vlog theory could be a major brand, a major worldwide success by the end of the 2020s, by my 20th anniversary in 2029, when I'm, get this, 31 years old. I hope that by then I can look back on this large video of talking about this decade, summing up this decade, that when I sum up the 2020s, I can use this footage of me right now saying, ha, I knew it. And it sounds a bit cocky, but I really feel that I have it within me to do it. The biggest thing that I can think about when I think about this decade, before I end this video, is the billionaires like Elon Musk and Jeff Bezos and the heads of Google and the heads of Boeing are all working on technology that will absolutely change the face of this species. SpaceX created rocket boosters that, when detached from the actual rocket module that needs to be in space, will come back down to a calculated position and are reusable. That makes space travel a hell of a lot more affordable, easier, and more accessible than ever. We're going to have much faster travel. We're going to have a lot more frequent space missions, whether that's low Earth orbit stuff to the moon, Mars, and beyond. 100 years ago, during the 1910s, life was just so much different. So much has changed in the last 10 years, so much has changed in the last 100 years. One day, everyone that's alive right now on the planet, unless we fix it with medicine, are going to be dead. We're playing an active role in history. We study ancient humans, we study humans from a few hundred years ago. We're going to be studied. What do you think will be studied about the 2010s? That's such a big question that I cannot answer in this video. And it's something I'm going to be asking myself probably most of 2020, just looking back on this weird, wild, accepting, and also destructive decade. I love you all. I love my family. I love my friends. I love that I'm alive. I used to be very suicidal. I had a very large dark patch during this decade as well. But I'm very thankful to still be alive, still be here, still being able to create and hopefully make a career for myself in the coming 10 years. Thank you all for being on this amazing journey. The Vlog Theory is now 6 years old as of yesterday, and I've been on YouTube for 10 years. To the 2010s, to 2019, goodbye. The next video I upload, unless I upload something else, which I might, not sure, this will be my final message. And that message is, please always make sure to enjoy every little moment you get. Every moment you get to experience school or work or being with family or creating a family of your own. Eventually, we're only given 7 to 10 decades to live. And I've already seen 2 of them. I'll never have a video again in the 2010s. I don't know, it's super weird, and that's why this one's so long. During the 2020s, for me, there's going to be a lot more content. There's going to be expanding of my brand, a lot more love for myself and other people. I will see you all next year. Hate that. I'll see you all tomorrow. I will. I'll see you tomorrow. Happy New Year. If it's already 2020, look back on this decade as a decade of change. And hopefully during the 2020s, it will be an even bigger change. and for the positive, for the good. Happy New Year, happy holidays. I will see you in a whole new decade. I can't wait to see the number 2020 on the YouTube upload page. You know, seeing it as 2007, 2008, 2009, and then the switch to 2010 was pretty cool. So seeing a whole 2020 will be just, it's different. It's going to be different. I'm going to live my 20s in the 20s. Look out for so much more content coming. And I will see you all tomorrow, January 1st, 2020. Thank you for everything the last 10 years. This is crazy.